Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 6, Tsumihoroboshi. So last time, for me at least, the best episode in this chapter so far, right? It tops the first one, the first best episode I said back then. Last one was the best one for sure. Keiichi remembering the events of the first chapter, right? And he was crying, asking for forgiveness from his friends. Dude, that was really good. Seriously though, yes. So let's continue. Let's see what happens today. Like, did you like it as well? Did you love it, I mean? I loved it a lot. The summit was being held at a traditional Japanese restaurant in Shishibone City. When a black car stopped in front of it, 3 burly cops got out of it, followed by Oishi. They were welcomed by the Sonozaki Corps members in equally black suits. It was something you didn't see every day.
今日はお招きいただきまして光栄です。遅刻しちゃって申し訳ないですね。
お客人、ご案内いたします。
Oh, Kasai. I guess they're gonna be talking about what is happening, right?
どうぞこちらへ。
There was a sign saying reserved at the entrance. Oishi and his subordinates were taken inside. They walked through the restaurant's pretentious landscape garden and they came to the gorgeous Japanese-style entrance. A woman in a kimono was waiting at the entrance, as was Kasai. This is Mion's mom, by the way. Akane. Upon seeing the police officers, they stopped chatting and bowed deeply. The woman in the kimono was Mion's mom or mother, Akane.
いやー、どうも園崎社長さん。本日はお招きをいただきありがとうございます。
ようこそいらっしゃいました。ご多忙中のはるばるのお越し、心より感謝いたします。
Like Oishi is meeting very, very powerful people right now. Where is Mion's dad, by the way? He's I guess the leader of the Yakuza, right? But or the boss, but where is he? They're not showing Mion's dad anywhere. They're always just mentioning him.
いえいえ、今日はごちそうになりますよ。ここの料亭は湯葉が有名ですからね。どんなごちそうか楽しみです。それから葛西さんもお久しぶり。直接会うのはだいぶ久しぶりになりますね。
ご無沙汰をいたしております。
まあなんかこの度はお互い戦争状態に突入しちゃってるようですが、白黒を穏便に大人のルールに従って決着できたらと思ってます。こっちゃ全面戦争はいつでも大丈夫ですんで。
いえ、そのようなつもりは毛頭。
そりゃこちらもやりたかないです。あんたが粘ると血の雨が降るって評判ですからね。私もいい年なんで、もう流血沙汰はごめんしたいところです。
Obviously, this was a meeting between people who hated each other. The tension in their words indicated that it wasn't likely to be a friendly meeting.
それではご案内いたします。どうぞこちらへ。
主催自らのご案内、痛み入りますよ。
そうそう。招待状の名前は私で出させていただきましたが、今日の主催は本家でございます。訳あって招待状の名前を変えさせていただいたことをお詫びいたします。
本家ですか。防弾チョッキを着に戻ってもいいですかね。
On the other side of the door, there were several tables, and Mion was sitting at one of them. Since Mion was still young, her school uniform functioned as her formal dress. Still, it looked strange with both the police and the corps members in black suits.
これはどうも園崎家の次期当主のお嬢さん。今日はお招きくださり光栄です。
本日はようこそお越しくださいました。まずはおかけになってください。
Mion politely welcomed the police, undaunted even though they were older than her parents. Mion gave Kasai a look and he tapped on the door. The waitress who had been waiting behind the door started bringing out drinks.
おいさん、一体これは何のつもりすかね。
さてね。
I mean, I guess they didn't expect this, right?
まあ、ここは舌鼓を打たせてもらいましょう。ここの湯葉は有名ですよ。
Bean curd. They started drinking, but the tension continued for a while. Mion made the waitress and the other members of the Sonozaki Corps leave the room, and soon only Oishi and his subordinates, Mion, Akane, and Kasai were left in the room.
さて、今日はどういうお話ですかな？
Akane nodded and began speaking.
本日は皆さんとの間に生じている誤解について解かせていただきたく、このような場を設けさせていただきました。
ほう、誤解と申しますと？
発端はとてもさまつでございます。よってこの度の件は笠井辰義と龍宮レナ個人間のこと。園崎組は関与しておりません。
個人的事情って何ですかね？片木の龍宮さんと極道の葛西さんにどういう個人的な接点が生じるっていうんです？
葛西。
はい。僭越ながらご説明させていただきます。
Kasai told the police officers that he happened to meet Rena at a coffee house in Okinomiya. He explained that Rena found something he lost there and that she offered to bring it back to him.
ちょいと無理がございませんかね。まあ100歩譲って落とし物の話を信じてもいいですよ。その後がちょいとおかしくないですかね。龍宮レナを探して組の若い連中が動員されてるって聞いてますよ。
それに関しましては、この私めの手落ちでございます。龍宮レナさんが遅くになっても帰宅されないのを家人が心配されていたので、繁華街で見かけていることがないかどうか若い者に聞かせたのですが、その際に手違いがありましたようで。
おうおうおう、ちょいと待ってくださいよ。こんな割烹まで呼び出してそのヨタ話を信じろっての？あんたうちらの商売をなめてんの？ん？
Oishi looked a lot more like a member of the Yakuza than the real Yakuza did. I mean, of course, Oishi is gonna doubt them, right? Yeah. Like, you're not gonna believe instantly, right? Because of course, these guys are Yakuza, so you're not gonna take their word for it like instant, I mean. Oishi threatened them with a nasty smile and it piled all the more tension onto the atmosphere into the room.
おいさん、まあまあ。
Kumagai tried to make him stand out. Officers with hot tempers pairs with others who are good at calming them down, just like how Yakuza do. Oishi backed off with a grin. Kumagai took over and continuing from there.
それで園崎家さんはどうおっしゃりたいわけですか？竜宮レナと葛西辰義の個人的問題だから民事に介入するなとおっしゃりたいわけで、そういうわけにはいきません。竜宮レナは警察で保護させていただきます。
Mion opened her mouth for the first time in a while.
警察は竜宮レナを保護なさる理由をお聞かせください。
そりゃ決まってるじゃないかよ。あんたらが狙ってるからだよ。
Oishi answered bluntly, but Mion remained nonchalant. That must have made him all the more annoyed.
どうして東方が竜宮レナを狙っているとお思いで？
そりゃあんたの胸に来ちゃいだろう。ご自分のその胸に。
大石さん、本日は皆さんの誤解を解くための会合です。もちろん耳を貸されないのもまたご自由かとは存じますが、聞いた方がさぞかしよろしいかと思いますよ。
ほう。我々が何の誤解をしていると？
竜宮レナの持っている高野美代のスクラップ帳についてある重大な誤解をされております。
The officer's expression grew stern all at once. All of a sudden, she had gotten straight to the point.
竜宮レナの保護は彼女が高野美代のスクラップ帳を持っているからなのではございませんか？
Okay, so the Sonozaki family actually knows. Like I was thinking when Rena was saying this, she heard the people in the dump, right? Say the Sonozaki court there that was looking for her about the scrapbooks, right? I thought she was just hearing that. But apparently, they actually really know about the scrapbooks. Okay. Sometimes it's confusing, man. Sometimes I think maybe Rena is just thinking that, right, or imagining it, but it actually is. Okay. Oishi and his subordinates glared back at her without saying a word, making it obvious that her guess was right.
葛西、
I kind of gave him a look and he left the room. However, he shortly returned, carrying a black suitcase. Every one of the officers assumed that there was a tremendous amount of money in the suitcase and that Sonozaki family was trying to buy them off. Kasai opened the suitcase and showed the contents to the police.
これは。
Oh, those scrapbooks.
高野美代のスクラップ帳です。残念ながら竜宮レナに手渡したと思われるものは含まれておりません。これを本日の魚に致そうかと思います。
中身を拝見させていただいても構いませんか？
ええ、どうぞ。お話はそれを読んでいただいた後で構いません。必要でしたら人払いもさせましょう。
いえ、それには及びません。
The cops produced latex gloves from their pockets, put them on, and took one of the scrapbooks out of the suitcase. There were more than 10 of them in here, or in there, I mean.
それらは高野美代の死亡の際に沖宮の自宅から発見したものです。
Okay, but why they're checking Miyo Takano's house, though? Oishi and the others desperately turned the pages of the well-thumbed scrapbooks.
これ、間違いなく高野美代のなんでしょうね。
間違いありません。
大石さん、もしこれらに類するものを竜宮レナが持っているとするなら、
おそらくは竜宮レナが持つスクラップ帳もそれらに類する内容でしょう。
Oishi looked stunned by the contents of the scrapbooks. He started turning the pages faster and closed the scrapbook roughly.
ここにあるスクラップ帳、全部がこんな中身なんですか？
ええ、そうですよ。
What?
納得ゆくまでご覧ください。
The other officers also rapidly turned through the pages. They weren't reading them, just flipping through. They took one scrapbook from the suitcase after another and flipped through the pages roughly.
大石さん、こんなのめちゃくちゃです。たちの悪いオカルト小説ですよ。
But everything is the same. Everything inside, right?
冥界と現世が激突して霊魂が流入したこれを証拠として採用しろって言うんすか？
ああ、そっちは冥界の仕業なんだ。俺のは地底人の仕業って書いてあるよ。
Jesus, all different. Okay, all different. This one is about classified weapons of the Nazis. This one is about the legacy of the Mu continent. That one is about Ossie, the mysterious creature in Onagafuchi swamp. Ossie. Nessie? The Loch Ness monster?
おそらく竜宮レナが持つスクラップ帳には皆さんもよくご存知の寄生虫説が記されているのだろうと察します。
The police were dumbfounded though. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. The other officers were shooting glances at Oishi. They hadn't said anything to him, but they never really believed in the story of the parasite, let alone bioterrorism. But Oishi had believed it and told them he had proof. None of the scrapbooks in front of them said anything about parasites, but it was easy to assume the contents of one scrapbook were no different in nature from another. In other words, all of them were just crappy occult novels. Crappy. But yeah, but the thing is about the parasite theory though, it really feels true though, yeah. In a sense, it feels true. Especially what's happening with Rena right now, right? And with Keiichi as well. Like, in a sense, there's some truth to that, right? But not fully. I want a more detailed explanation, I mean. Yes, Oishi appeared unable to accept the fact that was facing him. But now that he was actually looking at it, it was too difficult to ignore. Miyu Takano was an occult geek who had laughable ideas about the legends of Onagafuchi. But Rena took them seriously and so had Oishi. Also, actually Oishi, okay. The other officers could no longer stop themselves from laughing at the ridiculous scrapbooks. So Oishi really got into it, I mean. Like, I thought that maybe he was like, he was talking to Rena, right? Then he was just agreeing like, yes. Like he's saying like that, but he was actually into it a lot. Yeah. Oishi glared at them and they stopped laughing. The main reason Oishi took the story of the parasite seriously was because the Sonozaki family was apparently after Rena Ryugu for the scrapbook she had. Plus Takano, the owner of the scrapbooks, was killed. Because of the two reasons, he believed in that occult B novel. So for Rena's novel is the parasite theory, right? And I suppose aliens, right? That's why she keeps saying aliens and stuff like that. Oishi was frustrated without a doubt. He has to accept that he was wrong. Oishi was eager for any information that could help him solve the series of mysterious deaths of Hinamizawa before he retired. A combination of a number of factors made Takano's ridiculous theory become highly creditable to him.
いくつかお聞きしたい。高野美代はどうして？
高野美代についても富武二郎についても当家では一切関知しておりません。
そりゃそう言うだろうな。自分のことを嘘つきという嘘つきがこの世にいるわけはない。
あらあら大石さん、 当家で始末したなら死体が出るとお思いで。
Mion wore a cold smile. She had said too much. Akane cleared her throat as if to condemn the statement, and that made Mion shut her mouth. Oishi glared at the young successor, but he knew he was right, or she was right.
じゃあ竜宮レナをなんで追ってるんだよ。
初めから追っていないと申し上げております。確かにそう見えてしまう誤解が生じたことはこちらのミスです。その点につきましては私よりお詫びさせていただきます。
The reasons which made Oishi take Rena's delusion seriously collapsed one by one. Mion and Akane looked at each other. They must have decided to let Akane speak. She did so firmly.
当家からのお願いを申し上げさせていただきます。当家ではこのような世まいごとの内容に踊らされて警察と事を交えるのは望むところではありません。伝え聞くところでは県警防対本部の三海氏が公安部と調整をされていると聞いております。
Sankai? Who's that?
何かのさまつな口実をきっかけに当家に関連する全てに対し一斉捜査を入れられるおつもりとか。
That had been at Uishi's request. Uishi took Rena's story seriously and he wanted to find the research facility that was developing the parasite. He was intending to use it as proof of the potential bioterrorist attack. But as he had no idea where to start looking, he tried to conduct simultaneous raids on all the facilities the Sonozaki family owned in the entire prefecture, in cooperation with the Task Force for Gang Groups and Public Safety. Normally, the circumstantial evidence he had wouldn't be enough to get their cooperation. In fact, Public Safety doubted Uishi's source because they hadn't heard of any potential terrorist attacks. They trusted their information network. But Uishi took advantage of his long career and his old friends and he managed to get them to cooperate. And now he's gonna look bad. Uishi's face broke out in a nervous sweat. Needless to say, he realized he was completely wrong. Yes.
当家もダム戦争の当時はいろいろとご迷惑をおかけいたしましたが、すでに昭和も60年代を前にし、時代の移り変わりを感じております。そんな中、当家もまた弱きを助け、強きをくじく任侠団体でありながらも、時代に即した平和的な路線を模索しているところです。そんな中、警察の一斉捜査を頂戴しては、手前どもの面目が丸つぶれでございます。
あんたんとこの面目なんて知ったことじゃないよ。叩きゃ誇りが出るんだ。一斉捜査は決行しますよ。
誇りが出れば結構ではございますが、出なかった場合、いくら大石さんといえど決して軽んじれない責任問題に発展するかと存じますが。
I mean, Akane is speaking the truth though. If they find something, good for them. But if they don't, Oishi is gonna take a lot of heat from this, right? Yes. They might not even let him retire with, what do you call that? His pension or whatever?
上等だよ。牛と全面戦争するか。
それをお望みでしたら、それもまたよろしいかと。どうかお気が済むようお仕事をなされてくださいませ。当家はいつでも受けて立ちますので。
But yeah, Akane is very confident because they don't really have anything to, I guess, to hide. Akane Sonozaki didn't betray Oishi's expectations. Although her right to become the successor was taken away, Akane had been through a lot more than Mion. Oishi couldn't back out now. But he knew it was a fight he probably couldn't win. Kumagai butted in and tried to calm him down.
一斉捜査を控えることに対する見返りは？
Mion answered this time.
双方の友好の証としてそのスクラップ帳を皆さんに献上いたします。そのスクラップ帳があればまだ高野美代を出しに矛先を引っ込めることもできましょう。
These scrapbooks prove how ridiculous Mio Takano's theory was. Takano was dead anyway. Oishi could show people these scrapbooks and say he was fooled. He could still pretend the whole raid thing never happened. He might have to take responsibility for it, but if he didn't back off now, there'd be no doubt that he'd face a hopeless mess. If he was going back, or if he was going to back off, it was now or never. The administrative staff at his station weren't exactly fond of him. If he made such a huge mistake right before his retirement, people who had been looking for a chance for revenge would cut his pension with glee. Yes, his pension. His pension was decided by multiplying his base salary by a certain number. So if they cut his base salary, there was no way he could avoid a big reduction. So yeah, you don't really want to mess up when you're very near retiring. He decided to back off. It was hard for him to admit mistakes at his age, so he grimaced with anger.
あとはクマちゃんに任すわ。ちょっと飲みすぎちゃったみたいです。私はちょいと縁側で夜風に当たってきます。失礼。
Oishi stood up quickly and left the room, making a lot of noise as he walked. Kasai closed the door, Oishi left open, and the room was filled with silence again. At that point, Kuma-chan opened his mouth. Kuma-chan?
園崎家さんの言い分は了解いたしました。警察としても一斉捜査が及ぼす各業界への影響は本意ではなく、それによって小競り合いを誘致することもまた本意ではありません。よって市内の平穏を維持するため、今後とも警察と園崎家で連携していくことを確認したいと思います。よってこの度の一斉捜査は見送らせていただきます。
ありがとうございます。園崎家当主お領に代わりまして深く御礼申し上げます。
約束に従い、このスクラップ帳は警察でお預かりします。それから条件が2つ。
賜ります。
1点目は、この場にないスクラップ帳を園崎家が入手した場合、速やかに警察に提出すること。2点目は、竜宮レナの身柄を確保した場合、速やかにその身柄を警察に引き渡すこと。
2点目は認められません。竜宮レナは妄想に取りつかれた一少女に過ぎません。当家で速やかに身柄を確保した上で、しかるべき治療を受けられる医療機関を手配します。これは当人の権利でもあります。
その点につきましては当方も主張を引けません。当方には高野殺しを含めて竜宮レナに尋問する権利があります。
You can't. Can you even question someone who is under, yeah, a lot of delusion, right? Can you even? I don't know.
重要参考人としてです。容疑者としてではありません。
Akane whispered to Mion. Mion in turn nodded and began to speak.
わかりました。2点目の条件を了承します。
Okay.
ただし当方からも条件を追加します。竜宮レナの権利保全のため当家から弁護士を派遣します。竜宮レナへの尋問はすべて弁護士立ち会いの下で行うこと。
了解しました。ただし一点確認を。園崎家からの弁護士が意図的に派遣されないことによる妨害は認めません。警察は竜宮レナの身柄を確保した後、直ちに尋問を開始します。
当家も問題ありません。ただし竜宮レナの身柄確保時には直ちに当家へ連絡をすること。
可能な限り早く連絡するようにいたします。
Akane cut in.
尋問をあらかた終えてから電話されても困ります。身柄を確保した時点でご連絡をお願いします。ここいらは互いを信頼した上での善意の取り決めでございます。どうか夢保護にされることがないようよろしくお願い申し上げます。
わかりました。双方による善意の取り決めです。遵守に誠心誠意努力いたします。
Akane and Kumagai glared at each other for a moment. Surprisingly, Kumagai was, or Kuma-chan I mean, Kuma-chan was very calm. He was always in the shadow of Oishi, who was loud and noisy, but he had as much guts as his superior did. Oishi was good at taking care of matters in rough and threatening kind of way, but Kuma-chan was good at negotiations like this. The meeting ended and the police stood up from their seats. The tension in the room had finally ceased. Kasai put the scrapbooks back in the suitcase and handed it to Kuma-chan. Kuma-chan looked at Kasai, nodded lightly, and took what was offered him.
イタリー製の最高級カバンです。今日のお土産に含まれますので、どうかお持ちになってくださいませ。
いえ、お約束ではスクラップ帳のみをお預かりすることになっております。カバンは後日園崎組事務所へお返しに伺わせていただきます。それでは失礼します。園崎家当主お涼さんにもどうかよろしくお伝えください。
The officers left after bowing to Mion. After making sure the police had left the hallway, Mion sighed heavily and finally let go of her tension. She spread her feet onto the floor, flapping the rim of her skirt.
いやー、肩が凝っちゃったよ。
I like how she instantly goes back to her normal Mion after being leader Mion, right?
お母さんがやってくれればよかったのに。
バカだね。あんたの方が肩書きが上なんだよ。
Yeah, because Mion is next in line, basically.
こういうのは年じゃなくて肩書きなの。葛西、中井に行ってビールでも持ってこさせて。あと外の若いのも呼び入れて何か冷たいのを振る舞ってやりな。
Let the grunts in.
ビールだけでよろしいですか？
ああ、この子はダメ。オレンジジュースでも頼みな。
子供扱いして。肩書きが上でも全然大人扱いしてもらってないよ。
いくつになってもでっかい子供だよ、あんたは。それはそうと、今回の一件、お父さんがだいぶ手回ししてくれてるんだよ。よーく感謝しときな。葛西もね。あんたも堅気と会うときはもうちょい気を利かせな。
みっともない限りです。
しかしさ、あの大石をコケにするとはレナちゃんもやるじゃない。あんたの友達はつくづく大物が多いね。今度ぜひ母さんにも紹介してよ。お芝居でも一緒に見に行きたいね。葛西、今度レナちゃんに会ったらぜひそう伝えておいてよ。 その時また物騒な話を吹き込むんじゃないよ。
もちろん分かっています、姉さん。
With that, they successfully dispelled the magical power of Takano's scrapbooks. The whole mess shouldn't grow any larger. The only remaining problem was Rena. Yes, who knows what she's gonna do, right? Where could she be hiding? Imagine if Rena slaughters every one of them, right? I can't imagine how this is gonna end though. In this part, yeah, on Rena's side, how is it gonna end this chapter? But there's gonna be some trouble, but how? I mean, how is it gonna happen? It's not like Rena is, like when Keiichi, right? Keiichi was at home back then, right? But how about Rena? Rena's on the run. She's going from place to place. So, it's hard to guess, I mean. Before I went to bed, I headed to my window to close the curtain. And then Rena is there. I shot a shadow of a person near the porch. Who could it be? And it's so late. Well, I didn't have to guess who it was. There was only one person I knew who might come see me so late. Rena. I opened the window and looked more carefully this time. I was right. It was Rena. She was just standing still under the light. I wondered how long she'd been there for. It didn't look like she was going to ring the doorbell. She was just standing there. She seemed to be asking herself whether to ring the doorbell or not. For how long had she been hesitating in front of my door? It looked like even standing was giving her a hard time. She looked very tired. I ran down the stairs, put my sandals on, and then rushed out of the house. Rena looked surprised to see me, even though I came out after making a lot of noise.
Rena! Rena!
Calm down, man. Keiichi-kun. She looked relieved to see me for a moment, but then she soon glanced downward and looked sad again.
お前、いつからここに突っ立ってたんだよ。
わかんない。夕方、ちょっと過ぎくらいからだったと思う。
Rena must have been staying somewhere outside for the last 2 days at the very least. But it wasn't like she'd been camping for fun. She'd been in a state of high tension the whole time, believing that someone was trying to kill her. Rena looked utterly exhausted. She seemed to have taken care of the deep scratch she made on her neck the other day with some large band-aids. The band-aids had cute pictures, but that only made the wound on her neck look more painful. I saw some band-aids soaked with blood on her arms and the body too, and I could tell she made them herself. She had more scars than she had last night.
とにかく中に入ろう。この2日間、ろくなものを食べてないんだろ。
When I tried to take her in the house, she refused with a vague expression on her face. It wasn't that she didn't want to go into the house, it was more like she had to refuse because she thought she didn't deserve it.
もうね、ダメなの。今のこの瞬間も、私の全身の中で、ウジ虫がうごめいてて、かゆくて、かゆくて、溢れ出しそうなの。
なあ、レナ。多分それは何かの病気なんだ。とりあえず今夜は俺の家で休んで、明日の朝一番で監督の診療所へ行ってみないか。監督ならレナの微妙な立場を分かってくれるから、誰にも内緒で診察してくれるよ。
もうダメ。自分でもわかるんだよ。富武さんがどういう最後を遂げたか、今ははっきりとわかるの。 私は必死にそれを我慢しているだけ。
Rena believed she was given some kind of suspicious drug that made her claw at her neck to death just like Tomitake-san did. She had convinced herself that it was going to happen. She wouldn't hear anything else right now. But she really wanted somebody to help her. She wanted help, but when someone tried to give her a hand, it looked like the hand of the devil. But if this was some kind of disease, what a horribly depressing disease it was.
私ね、どういう最後になるかわからないけど、多分もうそんなに長くないと思うの。
そんなことねえさ。無敵の部活メンバー竜宮レナがそんな程度でくたばるかよ。
ありがとう。それでね、私死んじゃう前に圭一君にどうしても謝りたかったの。
謝る？何をだよ。
私昨日すごくいけないことを言って圭一君を傷つけた。
She must be talking about last night. She trusted me, but when Oishi-san told her about my past, she felt betrayed. And after that, everything I did out of the goodwill seemed like the opposite to her. I know what's it like. I once felt the same way about you, Rena.
私もね、昔引っ越してくる前、とても悪いことをしていた。いっぱい。
そうか、そうなんだ。
圭一君みたいにおもちゃの鉄砲で撃つのなんかと比べ物にならないよ。金属バットで頭が割れちゃうくらいに殴った。みんな大怪我だった。他にもね、学校のガラスとかいっぱい割って歩いたり、それからね。
I know. But I don't care about any of that. You did that before you moved here. That's why you stopped being Reina Ryugu and become Rena after you moved here, right? To me, you're my best friend who's very kind, thoughtful, and fun. That's the most important thing. I don't care who you were before.
ね、私ももっともっといっぱい悪い。圭一君のこと仲間じゃないなんていう資格全然なかった。
それは俺も最初レナの過去のことを聞いて恐れた。
そっか、知ってたんだ。
Rena laughed sadly. She seemed shocked to find out that I knew about her history. Then, when she thought I didn't.
でもだからなんだよって思ったぜ。引っ越してくる前にレナがどんな大悪党だとしたって、それでレナはいろいろと泣いたり笑ったりしながら人生を積み重ねてきて、それでひなみ沢に引っ越してきて誰にも恥じなくていい生活をしてるじゃねえかよ。前の町で悪いことがあったとしたってレナはそれを悔いているならどうでもいいことだったんだよ。その結果竜宮レナってやつが尊敬できる人間に成長できたならどうでもいいことだったんだよ。
I should have noticed it earlier. Rena is Rena. That's why she's Rena Ryugu. I couldn't understand that simple thing when she said she wasn't Reina.
レナも 聞いたろ。俺も悪いやつだった。バカだったんだ。なんてバカなことをしたんだと後悔した。だから引っ越しは人生をもう一度やり直すいい機会だと思ったんだ。だから俺はひなみ沢では自分で自分が好きになれる前原圭一だったと思ってる。それはレナもなんだろ。茨城でどういう生活だったかなんて関係ない。ひなみ沢にいる竜宮レナが大事なんだ。だから竜宮レイナが何者だろうと俺には全然関係ないことだったんだ。
そうだよね。
新しい自分をやり直せる機会は何回あったっていいんだ。そんな機会があるから俺たちは何回も失敗しながら傷つきながらもっと大好きになれる自分を探してさまよえるんじゃないかよ。人生に一度や二度のつまずきなんてつきものなんだ。だからそんなのにへこたれないで俺たちはどんどん成長していかなくちゃいけないんだ。だからそんなたくましい人の膝に残るかさぶたを見ておぞましく思うなんて最低のことだったんだよ。
It doesn't matter how many times you fall. When you go through a lot of pain, you can be kinder to others. So I don't need to know your past, and even if I knew, it shouldn't have changed the way it treated you. But we were fools. We couldn't understand that until we went through things like this ourselves. Mion knew that from the beginning. We were such fools. We hurt each other and we made each other cry.
だから竜宮レナはこれまでも今もそしてこれからもいつもレナが辛い時きっと俺が助けるから俺を信じてくれ。
ありがとう。圭一君を信じるよ。
It's very tragic, but what she said isn't true. She probably didn't mean to lie, but I knew she didn't trust me from the bottom of her heart. True though, yes. My words didn't reach her, like she's just saying that, yes, I think I trust you, Keiichi-kun. She's just saying that for sure. I knew that because Rena kept telling me to trust her at that time. She kept saying those words. Meanwhile, I kept hitting her with a bat, but they still didn't reach me.
私ね、もう多分長くない命だと思うけど、こんな素敵な圭一君がいるひなみ沢を救うために頑張るよ。
No, Rena.
奴らなんかにこの村を乗っ取らせない。みんなで楽しく過ごしていた日々を取り戻すために私は戦うよ。奴らの陰謀を必ずやっつけてみせるから。
She said that she trusted me, but she didn't understand anything I was saying. Even if I kept telling her that the conspiracy was Takano-san's delusion, it wouldn't reach her.
ありがとう、圭一君。
Keiichi-kun.
レナを許してくれて。
I do forgive you. So please forgive me for what I did to you.
きっとひなみ沢を救う。だから圭一君、力を貸して。
The thing is, she's saying I'm going to save Hinamizawa. That's gonna be dangerous. What is she gonna do? So Keiichi-kun, will you help me?
圭一君だけは信じられる。圭一君となら救えると思ってる。
レナ
I knew how bad of a corner Rena was driven into. If I was her, I'd be walking around with a baseball bat, thinking every single person around me was my enemy. True, yeah. First chapter, Keiichi was not just paranoid with just his friends, right? Everyone, the ones calling on the phone on the house, And then when he was going to school, the people there, right? He was very anxious, or yeah, he's just very suspicious of all of them. Rena cared about me so much, but I saw her as my worst enemy. But Rena, you still trust me even when you're driven into a bad of a corner. I couldn't trust or understand what you were saying. I beat you to death while you kept telling me to trust you. But you're different. You still trust me. You're so...
どうして泣いてるの？
許してくれ。許してくれ。俺はもう絶対にレナを裏切らないから。レナのことを信じるから。だから許してくれ。
何のことを言ってるのかよくわかんない。ケイチ君はいつもレナのことを信じてくれてるよ。だからレナもケイチ君のことを信じてる。信じていいんだよね。ケイチ君だけはレナを信じてくれるんだよね。
Tears fell from my eyes. I sobbed and nodded again to answer her. Tears welled up in Rena's eyes too. Before I knew it, we were putting our foreheads together with tears in our eyes.
あのね、私ね、この戦いを終わらせる方法を見つけたの。
本当か？
うん。勝ち目のほとんどない方法だけど、私にできる一番の抵抗だと思う。
レナ、それがどんな方法かは知らないけど、それが終わった後、俺たちはみんなでまた楽しかった元の日々に戻れるんだよな。戻れるんだよな。そうじゃなくちゃ嫌だ。俺はお前をこの場から行かせない。
大丈夫だよ、ケイチ君。元の幸せな日々に戻るための起死回生、逆転の最後の一手なんだから。
I don't know what she had on her mind. It began with a delusion and it ended with a delusion. If I encouraged her too much, she'd twist it into an attack on her. I was like that at that time. I took Rena's goodwill as the complete opposite thing. So I stopped denying her story. This was Rena's battle. It was her lonely battle. She had to fight against her own delusion. The more we tried to help her, the more we drove her into a corner. But I could always be there for her. Whenever she needed help, she could reach me. I wanted to let her know that, so I said just one thing.
俺は最後の瞬間までレナの味方だからな。絶対にレナの味方だからな。
Even if I told her to trust me, I knew she couldn't right now. I knew that, but I told her those words anyway. Even if she couldn't believe them, and if she tried to smash my head in, I'd say those words. I'd keep saying them until I'd die.
ありがとう、ケイチ君。明日でね。きっと全部終わるの。
Everything will be over tomorrow.
きっと私たちは勝つよ。そしたらまたみんなで楽しく部活をしよう。みんなで私たちが一番楽しかった時を取り戻そう。
Although she wished to regain her happy time so badly, I couldn't get rid of the darkness that controlled her mind.
じゃあ私はこれで行くね。明 明日の準備があるから。
To tell the truth, I didn't want to let her go. I wanted to stop her even if I had to grab her arm. But I couldn't stop her like that. If I grabbed her arm, she wouldn't trust me anymore.
待てよレナ。明日の準備って。
内緒。圭一君に協力してもらうこともあるかもしれないけど、その時はレナを助けてね。
ああ、当然だぜ。
I nodded strongly so she could tell that I was still on her side. But I didn't know what her come from behind victory meant at this point. The first thing I could think of is that she's going to invade the house of the Sonozaki family, which she thought was her enemy. So I called Mion to warn her after Rena left. Mion laughed bitterly and said, "Why does everybody want us to be the bad guys so much?" Kinda though, yeah, that's true though. But she understood the situation.
いっそ悪役に徹しさせてもらってもいいよ。
It'd be easier if we really did act like the bad guys.
レナが妙なことをしでかす前に踏んじばって病院に担ぎ込むのもいいかもしれない。
本当に最後の最後まで行ったらそれも仕方ないかもな。でもレナを信じたいんだ。最後のギリギリまで。あいつはこんなに心が追い詰められても俺をまだ信じるだけの心の強さがあるんだ。俺とは違う。だからきっとレナは妄想に打ち勝てるはずなんだ。
最近ケイちゃんとリカちゃんが何を言ってるのかおじさんちょっと分かりかねるんだよな。なんか最近ヘビーなことでもあったわけ？
You can say it happened lately in a way. I killed Mion a couple of days later after the festival.
悪いな。意味のわかんない話ばっかりしちゃって。それよりレナのこと見損なったりしないでくれな。
そんなわけないよ。誰だってたまには心が風邪をひく時があるって。レナのこれもその程度のこと。まあちょいと熱は高いみたいだけど、すっきりケロッと治ってすぐに笑い話になっちゃうって。ケイちゃんが思ってるほど事態は悪くなってないよ。大石の大バカ野郎は自分の誤解を認めた。例の件は発生自体にも気づいてない。だからこのままレナの空騒ぎでしたってことで決着できる。
そうなのか？空騒ぎで決着できそうなのか？
そういうことで決着させんのが園崎本家次期当主のミヨン様の手腕じゃないの。
Mion sama.
某料亭でね、大石とおじさんが1対1で対談してちゃんと誤解を解いてきたわけよ。大石はタジタジ。いやー、おじさんもなかなかやるね。
Mion bragged about her achievement, laughing loudly. I could tell she was exaggerating a little. Anyway, compared to the sense of impending doom Rena seems to be feeling and the others seem to be taking it rather easy. It was all up to Rena now. If she understood everything, she could go back to the peaceful world she wished for. We were waiting for her to reach out to us, just like we did by the abandoned car the garbage dump that day. Rena, I couldn't win, but I know you can, because you're the one who told me to have faith until the end. So I know you can win. That didn't mean that she could literally win the last battle she was talking about earlier. But Rena would win. She'd win and she'd regain her peaceful life. It's gonna be dangerous for sure. What is gonna happen? What is Rena planning? Anybody anybody wanna bet? Who's gonna die the next time? Last night. I'm feeling
もう明日なのです。
Keiichi might die. Maybe, right? Maybe. We'll see.
ん
Oh look, it's Rika.
ああ、私たちの命日。
Yeah, so I guess she's talking to Hanyu, right? The one she mentioned back then, Hanyu. So this is gonna be
今回
Hanyu.
も同じ顛末なのです。そうかしら。よく似てるけど、いろいろと違うところもあったわ。ケイチ、前のことを覚えてたし。そんなことはありえないのです。覚えているわけ、いや、知っているわけはないのです。あんたが絶対にありえないと言ってくれればくれるほど、じゃあこれは本当に奇跡なんだって思えるわね。どうせ今回もおしまいです。おしまいかしら。もうすぐ終わる。全部終わる。そう、日暮らしの泣く頃に。
Was it all going to end anyway? The more often you throw a die, the closer the total will get to the average. When you throw a die 100 times, even if a miracle happens and you get a 6 twice or 3 times in a row, the total will average out in the end. That's a fact of statistics. But when you throw a die 100 times, the total number ranges from 100 to 600. The more you throw, the greater likelihood that the number will converge on the average. But the truth is, the more you throw, the more possible outcomes you create. There are 500 different futures you can create by throwing 100 times. There are 5,000 different futures you can create by throwing a die 1,000 times. There might be one future among them that enables you to actually finish this never-ending game of dice. Keiichi showed me a miracle, and it taught me that it's not a waste of effort to keep throwing the die. Don't give in to something like an average.
イラつく背中を見せるわね。どうせ今回もダメだろうって、そういう哀愁でいっぱいよ。
So I guess this one, Hanyu is Rika's companion for all of those journeys she's had, right?
私だってどうせダメだろうと思ってる。でもね、最後のサイコロを投げるまで私は諦めない。圭一が教えてくれた。今回は何かが違うの。だからそれを信じてみる。リカは本当に強いのです。まあね、あんたよりはずっと若いし。リカ？
Then she goes back to her, what do you call this? Her small voice.
こんな時間に起きてて、夜更かしはダメでございましてよ。ごめんなさいなのです。寝苦しかったので星を見ていただけなのですよ。もう寝ますです。そうなさいませ。おやすみリカ。おやすみなのです、さとこ。
Honestly, I kind of feel sad for Rika. Because yes, she said that when we did these tips, right? When we were doing the tips, that Keiichi gave a miracle, right? So I guess it's the first time, maybe, that someone actually like remembered another world, I suppose, right? Another Hinamizawa rather than her, right? So I guess she was saying she was doing this for maybe 100 years. She was losing hope, I suppose. Like, for example, it never ends. Like, there was no finish line. Like, all the time that she'd go to a new world, or when it ends world, then she goes to the next one, it always ends up in tragedy, I suppose, right? But who's been killing Rika though? In Watanagashi and Miyakashi, it was Shion, right? No, in Miyakashi she killed herself basically, right? And then Watanagashi maybe she did as well, right? Or maybe it was Shion as well, I don't know. But and then we got Tataragoroshi. In Tataragoroshi we found her, she was dead already, right? So I guess she doesn't know who kills her. Maybe on some worlds, right? Because yeah, she could, if you know who kills her, then what do you call this? She could prevent it, right? There's a lot of big connections to Rika and what's happening, I suppose. But we'll have to find out when maybe next chapter, right? Because we're still with Rena here. So, but yeah, it's just sad for her, I suppose. It's just sad. Here, I guess she's having much more what is the word? Confidence or hope? Yes, hope here because of Keiichi here, right? She's got more hope now. But next episode, we'll see what happens, what Rena is gonna do, because she said that tomorrow she will end it, right? She's gonna finish it, but what is she gonna do? Is she gonna kill people? How many? Who is gonna die? Who knows? But yeah, we will start that next episode, right? So we're gonna continue this and do more of Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 6, Tsumihoroboshi, in the next one. So I'll just see you then, guys. Bye bye.